it's always been, isn't it? Yeah, the last couple of times, right? All right, you ready? All right. All right, let's call this meeting to order and stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, everyone. Roll call vote, please. A roll call vote. Roll call.
Okay. Alderman Alder.
Let's do it. Heather, can you unmute?
Here.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Alderman Flores.
Here.
Alderman Galloway.
Here.
Alderman Poston.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Here.
Alderman Schaefer.
Here.
We have 6 aldermen present. We have a quorum.
All right, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of August the 17th? Schaefer made the motion. Second, please, by Alderman Poston. All in favor? Okay, those minutes are approved. Is Ms. Evans on here, or were we just accepting her written report?
She is. There she is. I thought she was here.
Okay, I'm looking for her. There she is. Okay, it's next on the agenda is Anna from the chamber. I think everybody was emailed her report at the this afternoon. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at it. Ms. Evans, would you like to present that, or how would you like to proceed? We can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. I will share my screen if that's an option for me. Looks like it will let me. Okay. So just really quickly, there's been a lot in terms of statewide activity over the past month. We did just here locally conducted specifically some follow-up BR&E visits or business retention and expansion with both Lambert's Cafe and Ozark Chevrolet, specifically to kind of circle back up with them and talk about the impacts that COVID has had on their business, and to make sure that they're as plugged in as possible to any resources that they need locally or statewide or even federally, and just to check in with those employers. The Missouri Chamber of Commerce, this is really cool. It's something that I think is going to be of interest to several of our large employers here in the region. The Missouri Chamber has officially launched the Missouri Apprentice Connect program, which is an online, kind of similar to a jobs board, but it's for employers to be able to post if they have registered apprenticeships or would be willing to have a registered apprenticeship available in their business, and then folks who might be looking for some of those skills and whatnot, and the opportunity to get connected with those businesses. So it's a free resource that's available to those employees and employers who would like to take advantage of it. So that's something that we're going to be exploring a little further and getting some training on how to use in order to be a good resource for our businesses who might want to take advantage of that. Additionally, as we've been in conversation with businesses, workforce has always been a very, very important issue, even before the challenges of the pandemic, and it continues to be an issue. We've got folks who, maybe had to conduct some layoffs and had to bring people back on. And then we have folks who, whether before or during or even continuing on, had a shortage of people who had the skills that they're looking for, specifically in some of those skilled trade areas. So continuing to gather that data and see what particular industry areas we need to focus on. We did, I don't know how many of you were able to attend our last Ozark Chamber Good Afternoon Ozark membership luncheon, but we specifically wanted to bring some people in who were able to address hopefully some of those workforce issues and bring some resources just to the awareness and to the forefront of mind for some of those employers. So we had representatives from the Missouri Job Center, of course, located in Springfield, and Show Me Christian County to talk about some of the statewide and some of the local resources that our employers have whenever they're looking to add on to their workforce. Legislatively, August 28th, so pretty recently, the governor did go ahead and sign a passed bill, House Bill 2046. In particular, what this bill does is it allows reciprocity in several different areas that require professional licensing. So if someone is licensed in a neighboring state in a whole wide variety of occupational areas, then Missouri is now able to recognize that license and get that person qualified and put to work in our state. For example, that applies in many cases to, I know, military spouses who travel and cross state lines frequently. So this is just kind of that reciprocity that allows that licensing to be valid in our state. And it also prohibits past criminal convictions from precluding that professional licensing unless that crime is specifically, of course, related to the duties and responsibilities of that profession. So it establishes what's called the, I believe it's the Fresh Start Act 2020. There's more information about that, and I went ahead and linked the text of the bill there for you if anyone wants to take a look. But this also allows apprentices who are involved in some of those apprenticeships to help obtain those industry licenses as part of their apprenticeship. Just a few dates to put on your radar for the future. We do have some upcoming events scheduled for 2020. Right now, we're looking or we've confirmed October 15th for our State of the Community event. Details are still being worked out about some of the logistics of how that event's going to look, but we are moving forward with having that event somehow, some way, in a way that takes all of the safety considerations and everything that we need to keep in mind into mind. We also, at this point, the Christmas parade, as it always is scheduled for the Saturday prior to Thanksgiving, which this year is November 21st. The logistical challenges, just regardless of pandemic, the logistical challenges for that this year is our typical route down Jackson Street is going to be under construction during that time. And we're not exactly sure about the state of the sidewalks during that time. So we're taking a look at and working with our fire department and our police department and our public works staff to see what our different options are for that event. But that is planned, of course, for November 21st. And then just as a note, the MSU Small Business Development Center has done a great job kind of as the official SBA Small Business Administration liaison for our region here in Southwest Missouri. They're doing a great job making sure that communications from the SBA are getting out to our community, specifically as it relates to PPP loan forgiveness. And so there's a webinar that's actually they're conducting tomorrow morning. We've made that information available. And then they've got a fantastic database on their website full of everything that a business needs to know if they're in the position to seek loan forgiveness from the Paycheck Protection Program. So we're just trying to make sure that we're being as much of a conduit as possible to get that information out there to our businesses who might be looking at how that's going to work. And then finally, we're still just continuing to encourage folks to take advantage of the small business relief applications that the Christian County Commission has opened up. There's, of course, the dedicated CARES Act committee that reviews those applications. We've provided the assistance that we can to businesses who are looking to fill out that application. It is it's pretty specific within the application of what expenses can be reimbursed and what expenses are eligible. So I would just, again, take any opportunity to encourage businesses, if you at all have COVID related expenses, especially for things like PPE, plexiglass, anything that you've had to go above and beyond to purchase and make sure that you're able to either work remotely or work safely in your office. Just encourage any and all businesses to take advantage of that grant relief application because we need more businesses to take advantage of that. The money's there and it's on a first come, first serve basis. So we're just continuing to be a resource in that avenue for those businesses who need to take advantage of that. Does anyone have questions for me?
Yes, Heather does. Heather? You're muted.
How about that?
There you go.
Okay. You said that you talked with Lamberts and was it Youngblood?
Ozark Chevrolet.
Ozark Chevrolet. Okay, excuse me. Is there anything about those conversations that was of interest that you could share with us?
Well, No, technically, because we are under confidentiality in any of those conversations that we have.
Sure.
But I will say it's been fantastic to get to know some of those business owners and the folks who make those decisions on an even deeper level throughout the past few months, as we've tried to, you know, just build those relationships and make those connections and make sure they know that not just the chamber, but you know, the folks at the city, the staff that work with them every day are there for them and are there to be a resource. And we want them to have the means in place to reach out to us and ask for assistance if they need it. So I guess what I would report is we're making great headway in making sure that our businesses know who to ask and where to go, and that help is available for them if they need that community support.
So you felt that they were supported by the chamber?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, and not just chamber, it's a whole community effort. But yes, we had good outcomes from those conversations.
Okay. Are there other businesses that you're going to meet with periodically, or is that something you're going to keep doing?
Yeah. So I'll talk, if it's okay, I'll talk just a little bit about the BRNE efforts that we've got in place. So historically, each city has been kind of a little bit on its own when it comes to business retention and expansion, and specifically having a mechanism in place to make sure that those conversations are happening. I will say myself as our chamber director, the NICSA chamber director over in NICSA, the Clever Chamber of Commerce director, and several of our community representatives meet on a regular basis with Show Me Christian County, with the Missouri Department of Economic Development, and with several different reps in that realm. And we all get together on a monthly basis and write out, or basically get together and figure out, you know, which conversations we can have and who has connections here and who we need to go speak to. So there's a whole group of folks that are basically volunteering their professional time to go out and have these confidential conversations with our business owners. But it allows us to have the data to gather it all in one place to say, hey, you know, XYZ industry is really struggling with whatever the issue might be. So if there's things that we need to turn around then and maybe advocate for, or connect them with resources that they didn't know were available, or, you know, employee trainings or anything like that, we have that data available as a community that we can look at and say, oh, you know, I didn't know that XYZ business, you know, had XYZ issue, and we're able to help address that.
Okay, thanks. The reason I was kind of curious about that is when we had our meeting about the mask ordinance, one of the things that the public was stated during the public conversation to the alderman was they didn't feel that the chamber, or I guess the city, cared. They didn't come around to see how they were doing and care about them, about the impact of the weeks that we shut down. They said that nobody visited them and to see how they were doing. I've been thinking about that and wondering if we were actually doing anything to keep in contact with businesses.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I appreciate that feedback. I was there for most of that public comment meeting, but I guess I missed that particular comment. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will say, the mechanisms that we have in place for communication from the chamber are limited by the fact that if someone is not a member of the chamber, then a lot of times we might not have the means in place to contact them.
Mm-hmm.
But absolutely, I mean, we have, you know, since March, we've put out several surveys. I know we made personal phone call. Every one of us on chamber staff made phone calls to every one of our member businesses, which is right at about, you know, between 380 and 400. But that doesn't cover every business in the community, of course. That's not even, you know, a majority of businesses in the community. So everything that we have done to try to solicit feedback from businesses, that's been our biggest challenge. And honestly, it's been kind of a personal challenge to me, is to say, how can we make sure that we're making connections with the overall business community beyond just those who are members of our chamber. That's a communications challenge for us.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, any other questions of Ms. Evans? Any comments? Okay, thank you, Anna, very much.
Thank you.
All righty, we'll go on to new bills. Mr. Flores.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we put Bill 3179 on its first reading by title and description only.
And a second by Alderman Smith. All in favor? Ms. Callaway.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept and enter into a contract for a United States Department of Agricultural Forest Service domestic grant under the Community Forest and Open Space Program.
Okay, Samantha? Yeah. Oh, okay. Samantha's going to explain this one.
Hey guys, so we adopted the master parks plan. Can you hear me okay? Everybody good? Okay. We adopted the master parks plan a couple years ago, and one of the things that was mentioned in it is quiet natural areas and trails. So we looked at some area, some land that was near urban downtown, and we applied for 2 grants. This is one of the grants that we received. This will just be the starting spot for it. There's still some hoops we have to jump through, but in order to get the ball rolling, this is the first step in acquiring some property that has been asked for by citizens. We did actually receive the other grant for the 50% match, but that paperwork's not done yet, and they're running 2 different organizations. So we have to go forward with this one in order to get the paperwork in, and then there's other paperwork that will follow for the other 50% match. That 50% match will go up to the appraised value. So there's still some steps that are in place, but this will get us started down that path.
All right, any questions of Ms. Payne? All right. Mr. Poston.
No questions, Your Honor. Just a comment. Thanks, Sam. I know this was a big one. I know what you put into this one. Well done, ma'am. Well done.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, then we will, if there aren't any other, any public comment of any sort, anybody online that are in attendance that I can't see that would like to comment?
We also do need to expedite this. They have to have it signed relatively soon. So if it's possible, just to expedite this, I would like to tonight.
All right. Did you understand, Sam asked that we expedite that if we could? So if that meets with your all's approval, Mr. Flores, you want to put this on second reading?
Yeah, Your Honor, I make a motion that we put Bill 3179 on its second reading by title and description only.
Motion made by Flores, seconded by Smith. All in favor? All right, Ms. Callaway.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept and enter into a contract for a United States Department of Agriculture Forest Service domestic grant under the Community Forest and Open Space Program.
Okay, Mr. Flores. Move to adopt.
Yeah, I make a motion to adopt Bill 3179 as ordinance 20-054.
Motion made by Flores, seconded by Smith. Roll call vote.
Alderman Galloway,
You're muted, Bruce. There we go.
nope, not yet.
Nope. Can you unmute yourself? There you go.
Aye.
Thank you.
Alderman Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Poston,
Aye.
Alderman Alder,
Aye.
Alderman Flores,
Aye.
Alderman Schaefer.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Okay, very good. All right, we will move on to second reading bills. Mr. Poston.
Your Honor, I move that we place Bill 3172 on its second reading.
Motion made by Poston, seconded by Smith to put Bill 3172 on its second reading. All in favor? All right, Ms. Callaway.
An ordinance amending the corporate boundaries of the city of Ozark, Missouri by annexing certain real property generally known as 278 South Tanglewood Drive.
All right, Mr. Poston.
Your Honor, I move that we adopt Bill 3172 as ordinance 20-055.
Motion made by Poston, seconded by Smith. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Flores,
Aye.
Alderman Alder,
Aye.
Alderman Poston,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Oh, Bruce, can you unmute and vote? There you go. We can't hear you. Are you there?
Aye.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Alderman Schaefer.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
All right, vote 3-1 or Bill 3173, Mr. Poston.
Yes, Your Honor, I move that we place Bill 3173 on its second reading.
Do I have a second? Mr. Smith, motion made by Poston, seconded by Smith, put Bill 3173 on its second reading. All in favor? All right, Ms. Galloway.
An ordinance amending the zoning code and official map by changing the zoning classification of certain property located at 278 South Tanglewood Drive.
All right, Mr. Poston.
Your Honor, I move that we adopt Bill 3173 as ordinance 20-056.
Motion made by Poston, seconded by Smith to adopt Bill 3173 as ordinance 20056. Roll call vote.
Alderman Schaefer,
Aye.
Alderman Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Poston,
Aye.
Alderman Alder,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Flores.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Okay, Mr. Poston again.
Your Honor, I move that we place Bill 3175 on its second reading by title and short description.
Is there a second? Mr. Smith, motion made by Poston, seconded by Smith, put Bill 3175 on its second reading. All in favor? Ms. Galloway?
An ordinance approving the preliminary plat for Century Pines, generally located at 1001 North 10th Avenue, and authorizing the Director of Planning and Development to accept the dedication of the public streets and easements to the City of Ozark, Missouri, as shown on the preliminary plat, upon the applicant filing and recording a final plat that substantially conforms to the preliminary plat, and authorizing the city clerk to sign the final plat upon compliance with the terms of this ordinance.
All right, any further questions from the board? Okay, Mr. Poston.
Your Honor, I move that we adopt Bill 3175 as ordinance 20-057.
Motion made by Poston, seconded by Smith to adopt Bill 3175 as ordinance 20057. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Alder,
Aye.
Alderman Flores,
Aye.
Alderman Schaefer,
Aye.
Thank you.
Alderman Poston,
Aye.
Alderman Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Okay, Mr. Galloway, Bill 3177.
Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3177 on its second reading by title only.
Motion made by Alderman Galloway, seconded by Alderman Poston to put Bill 3177 on its second reading. All in favor? All right, Ms. Galloway.
An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Crawford, Murphy, and Tilley for professional engineering services related to the Chadwick Flyer Trail.
All right, any further questions or comments? All right, Mr. Galloway.
Your Honor, I move that we enact bill number 3177 as ordinance number 20-058.
Motion made by Alderman Galloway, seconded by Alderman Poston to adopt Bill 3177 as ordinance 20058. Roll call vote.
Alderman Poston,
Aye.
Alderman Schaefer,
Aye.
Alderman Alder,
Aye.
Alderman Flores,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Okay, Mr. Galloway again.
Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3178 on its second reading by title only.
Motion made by Galloway, seconded by Poston to put Bill 3178 on its second reading by title only. All in favor? Ms. Galloway?
An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Morlock Properties Incorporated for cost-sharing sewer improvements.
All right. Any other questions or comments from council? All right. If not, Mr. Galloway?
Your Honor, I move that we enact bill number 3178 as ordinance number 20-059.
Second.
Motion made by Galloway, seconded by Poston to adopt Bill 3178 as ordinance 20059. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Alder,
Aye.
Alderman Schaefer,
Aye.
Alderman Flores,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Poston.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
And you'd think there was a football game tonight or something. All right, reports, officers, boards, committees, Mr. Childers.
I just want to say when Mr. Schwartz, who represents Morlock Properties, is online, I did get your email, Frank. I will get with the planning director and public works director tomorrow, and I'll respond to you with that timeline. I just wanted to make sure I let him know that while he was on the line there, so.
Great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mr. Childers.
No problem. Beyond that, I don't have any new information, Mr. Mayor.
All right, Ms. Payne, anything further that, other than the written report? All right, any questions or comments for Ms. Payne? Okay, if not, we will move on. Any further comments from any of the board before we adjourn? All right, I guess not. So
Real
do
quick,
I-
Your Honor.
Yes.
Sorry. I mentioned this earlier, but I'm just going to brag again. I want a big thanks to Sam, Amanda, Jeremy, John McCart, Cameron, anybody that had any role in getting the Chadwick Flyer moving that had anything to do with Garrison Springs. Thank you. It's going to be a while before people see it, but those are two of the most significant projects that are going to happen in this town. And you guys did it with no money. That's awesome. Thank you.
All right, very good. Yes, I agree with Jason and Heather. Yes. All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn? All right, it looks like Mr. Smith made the motion.
So moved.
Seconded by Alderman Schaefer. All in favor, say aye. Raise your hand
Aye.
Aye.
or just leave the meeting. All right, thank you all very much. Been good to see you again. Okay.